So you want results and you want them fast. Yeah? Okay, so we've got no time to waste. I'm going to give you a simple method today that's going to help you be more efficient when you're setting, tracking, and hitting your goals. Okay, it's a really, really quick method and it's very effective. It's not hard, it's actually a lot of fun. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to tell you about a benefit that this gives you that you didn't see coming. My name's Anthony Charles. I'm a trainer, I'm a coach, I'm co-founder of Team Titanium and Choices TV, and today I'm going to talk to you about declarations. Now, I love goal setting. I love setting, tracking, and hitting my goals. I've had some massive successes. Sometimes I've had some misses, and sometimes I've had complete car crashes as far as my goals are concerned. Now, if you set a goal and you miss the goal, you could always reset it. But what happens if you keep on setting them, missing them, setting them, resetting them? If you keep on missing the goals, what can you do to help yourself and give yourself more of a chance to hit the goal? Use a declaration. This is how it works. It's a simple agreement between you and somebody else. It could be an accountability partner or it could be just a friend. Now, I talk more on accountability partners in my video on the subject, and I'll flag that up at the end. But I want to give you this tool to make it easier for you to set, track, and hit your goals. Let me tell you how it works. It's a declaration. We as human beings, we're wired for two things. Number one, we're wired for the pursuit of pleasure. Number two, we are wired for the avoidance of pain. That's what we're doing all day long. We're seeking things that are pleasurable. We are avoiding things that are painful to us. So sometimes when you're sitting down and you're scrolling on social media, that's giving you pleasure. And when you look at the work and the job you have to do, there's a lot of pain in there. So we spend lots of time doing things that give us pleasure. And then sometimes we go off and do the things that are painful, that are useful for us. So when we set goals, the pleasure is normally in the success of the goal. But as we start pursuing the goal, the pain is in what it takes to hit the goal. So for instance, if you're trying to lose weight, then initially the pleasure is in the thoughts of losing weight and all the benefits you get from that. But then once you start on the journey, the pain is in the gym, in the diet, or whatever it takes to do it. That's why many times we set goals, we don't hit them. The declaration simply moves the pain from one place to another place, but it puts the pain in a place that makes not hitting the goal, not doing the task, very, very hard to do. Did you get that? It moves the pain into a place that makes not hitting the goal, not doing the task, very hard to do. I'm not going to waste any time. Let me tell you how it works. And my advice is, if you're going to use the declaration, use it for small goals, not for huge goals. Use it for small goals, things that you are working on in a couple of days, 7 days at the most. If you've got a massive goal, break it down into smaller pieces and use this on a week-to-week basis. You know my goal setting system. Those of you who have worked with me, you know that I like to break down the goal into smaller tasks. Use this on your tasks. And this is how it works. The person you're working with, you make a declaration. And what the declaration says is despite, and there's a blank that you've got to fill in. So despite blah, 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 in the next 7 days, you say what you're going to do. And then if you don't do it, you place a forfeit in there. Okay, so let me show you the first time I ever used a declaration. And there's so much power in the forfeit. Watch this. The first time I ever used the declaration, I was new to it, and I used it to stop eating Belgian buns. Would you believe it? I was addicted to Belgian buns. I'd go to Greg's and I'd buy Belgian buns. I'd always buy two. And this is the thinking that I had. Whenever I bought one Belgian bun, they put it in the paper and the icing from the Belgian bun would stick to the paper. So I'd have to take the paper and scrape the icing off with my teeth. So I started buying two. And what I say to them is to put the Belgian buns, the icing facing each other so I could preserve the icing. So I'm eating two Belgian buns. And then I began to suffer from T.T.T, trousers too tight. I knew I had to do something about it. So I started on a declaration because I couldn't stop. I was trying to do it by willpower. I just found myself in Greg on a daily basis. So I set a declaration with my co-workers, and the declaration simply said this: despite my love for Belgian buns, in the next 7 days, I'm not going to eat any Belgian buns. If I do, I will pay you £50. Now, think about this. Initially, the pain was not having the Belgian bun. If I had to walk past Greg's and I had to look in the window, that's where the pain was. One day, after I set that declaration with my colleagues, I was out walking on my break. Subconsciously, I wasn't even thinking. I walked into Greg's. I was just about to order my 2 Belgian buns, and I thought, hold on. I felt pain. I felt pain in there. All of a sudden, I was thinking, oh, no. This is going to cost me £50 if I buy this. I had to creep out of Greg's. I didn't even want somebody to see me coming out of there. I was looking to see if there was any buses passing because I didn't want somebody to see me coming out of there. They might have think that it was in my pocket. All of a sudden, the pain that was initially associated with walking past Greg's was transferred into buying the Belgian buns. Why? Because the pain was in giving up £50 if I did it. The power was in the forfeit. Now, over the years, I've used this simple thing again and again and again. Let me give you some examples. When we run our goal setting workshop, we teach people the declaration, and I've seen all kinds of declarations. I've seen this woman once. She wrote down on the declaration that she's going to get up and go to the gym 3 times in the week. If she doesn't, she's going to walk her neighbor's dog. I was like, walk your neighbor's dog? What does that mean? She said she is terrified of dogs. So the thought of taking that dog on a leash, is a nice dog, but she said she's petrified of the dog. She got up and she went to the gym every day because the pain was now in her not doing the task. Here's another one I didn't see this one coming. I had 2 sisters that came to this workshop, and one of them put on the forfeit that she was going to get on the bus. If she didn't do the thing on her declaration, she was going to get on the bus and ride from Dawson to Stoke Newington in Hackney. And I thought, well, what's that all about? She said she's got a phobia. Her sister said, if she doesn't do that, I personally am going to put her on the bus and I'm going to go down to Stoke Newington and I'll get her off the bus in Stoke Newington and revive her because she's got a phobia. She cannot ride on buses. So people put themselves in situations. It doesn't all have to be bad, but I want to give you this one that is very, very funny. Let me give you the good and the bad. I was sitting down with a client of mine once and she had something that she needed to do. So we made a declaration, and when I looked at the forfeit, I said, nah, that's not good enough. You're not going to do it with that. That's too much of an easy forfeit. So I said to her, this is what the forfeit is. I said, if you don't do this, you're going to call up your ex-husband. She was separated from her husband, and you're going to apologize to him for everything you've done. You're going to take responsibility and you're going to say, it's all my fault, and you're going to beg his forgiveness. Her eyes was like this. She's looking at me. I said, well, that's what it's going to be. She signed a declaration. That was on Saturday. She had a week to do it. On Monday, she called me. It's done. Said it's done. The next week, when we had to set a declaration, she put the same thing down. She chose it this time. She said, listen, the thought of making that phone call is driving me. She said, yeah, put it down. Now, it doesn't always work. Years ago, I was on a radio station and I was doing my show. This guy calls me up and he says he wants to meet. He wants some help with coaching, etc., etc. I meet him. He doesn't have any money to pay me. And I've just thought, you know what? Let's see if I can help this guy. So I give him some of my time. I met him twice. Each occasion we set a goal and I didn't know if he was serious. So after the second time of meeting him, he didn't do anything he was supposed to do. So I thought, this guy's wasting my time. So I thought, okay, let's have a declaration. I learned enough about him to know that he was separated. So I tried the same thing on him. We did the declaration. He writes down something really, really easy. I said, nah, that's not good for me. I said the same thing. You're going to phone up your ex and you're going to apologize for and take the blame for everything. You're going to tell her she was right. You're going to beg her forgiveness. Same thing. He opens up his eyes like that. He signs it. I never see him again. I don't know where he is. I've never met him again. He was gone. So sometimes it doesn't work. But that means that he wasn't going to do it anyway. Because I couldn't hold him to it. I couldn't force him to do it. But it's about being authentic. It's about being honest in what you're doing. Now, the forfeit it can be anything. And I'll give you some examples. There are some, it doesn't always have to be things like phoning people or walking dogs. Some of the most fun forfeits that I've had and I've seen are food ones. Now, if you're a fan of not X Factor, if you're a fan of Fear Factor or I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, you may enjoy seeing people eat things that they don't like. Let me tell you the two foods that when I put that on a forfeit, on a declaration, it drives me, and I've never had to eat those food. Marmite and sweet potato. Once that's on the declaration, the job is done. So, on the other hand, I've witnessed some people eating some things that they don't want to eat. And I think, why did you put it on there? Now, you can't force people to do it, but you can have a lot of fun with it. And let me tell you something. Sometimes, you know, when we use the declaration, husbands and wives or, you know, girlfriends, boyfriends, people who before couldn't work together on their goals or working together as a running mate, they have so much fun with the declarations, they get so much done, and they're able to work together. It's amazing. And before I go any further, if you're finding this information useful, then please like, comment, share, and most importantly, let me know the results. If you're using this and it's working for you, please let me know the results, because I'd love to know that. Look, this can be fun, but the results are phenomenal. I have a lot of fun with it, but the declaration is a powerful tool, and I've used it to move myself forward and help so many people to achieve so many things. Now, the amazing payoff about the declaration is, I've already hinted to this, it builds integrity. It builds your character. It builds honesty. If you see my video on having an accountability partner, you'll see the story of me using a declaration with Pizzagate, I call it, where I had to give my colleagues £30 because I kept on failing on my declaration. And then they bought pizza with it. But the thing is, the key is, there was one of those failures where nobody was there. But I had to be honest, because the only person I was going to cheat was myself. So have a lot of fun doing this. It's fun, but it gets you phenomenal results. So make those declarations, make it fun, get brilliant results, and keep on being amazing, because you are. And I'll speak to you soon. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was useful. I just had a thought. Instead of you making your own declaration sheet, why don't you use mine? I'm going to leave a link in the description box underneath, and you can click on it and you can download my declaration sheet and start using it. Make it easier for you. I'd love also if you came back and let us know your experiences and let me know how you got on with it. I've got all the old stories. I'd love to have some new stories, so let me know how you get on. Also, if you want to know how to use the declaration sheet with an accountability partner, it's really powerful, then check out this video here. And I want to say thank you to all 169 subscribers that we have so far. We are heading to our first goal of 250 subscribers. And if you want to help us to do that, then click on my head here and subscribe.